So, I was traveling earlier this week, and as you may know, I went to the New York event for Metal Gear Solid Delta. There was this big media event in New York, and I said, "Yep, I was there yesterday. There I am playing on the PlayStation 5 Pro." Now, I'm not actually allowed to tell you anything about it, except for the fact that what I tweeted out exactly what I was allowed to say on the embargo. I played on both PS5 and PC. It's embargoed for Friday, August 22nd, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. Coverage Beyond Me fanboying will be live at embargo. I'm allowed to tweet that and nothing else. However, apparently nobody else has an embargo, so I am happy to report that everyone else is saying that Metal Gear Solid Delta is looking really good, including outlets like Destructoid, who has a whole write up saying that Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater hands on, a very faithful remake with lots new to look forward to. And let's just give you one of the highlights I saw here. I got about 40 minutes of hands on gameplay time with Metal Gear Solid Delta at a special pop up event in New York City today. And other than the obvious note that the game is gorgeous in Unreal Engine 5, I came away from the experience more excited for the full game than I thought possible. Now, I don't know if you've been following this game, but they just did an announcement the other day where they were talking about how there's going to be a new Fox Hunt mode released shortly at shortly after launch, and you can see you can like hide from your opponents and then sneak up on them and stuff. It looks really, really fun. It looks like a really unique online take on the Metal Gear franchise, and it kind of reminds me of the little bit that I played of, what was it, Metal Gear 4 Online. Had a great time with it. Here are what people, not Destin, I am not allowed to tell you my impressions of the game, but it seems like everybody liked it. Here's what one of the people who went and don't have an embargo had to say. This was the coolest experience ever. Metal Gear Solid Delta is fantastic to play, just modernized enough without sacrificing the OG gameplay. They really nailed the atmosphere and made it super immersive. Sad I miss David Hayter. And he has a few pictures up of the event. Obviously, it was at this venue in the middle of New York. They had these, I think I talked about this room. They had these walls where they projected, like, it was like a full room, and the walls just had a boss on one side and Snake on the other side. It was pretty cool. It is smaller space than it looks like in these photos, but this video is more to tell you that people are posting a bunch of positive stuff. I watched an interview the other day about it too. Here's another take. Karam said, had an amazing experience at the Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta pop-up, played the game, and it was amazing using the Xbox controller on PC. Snake is there, and there is just some artwork that was apparently at the event, and they were advertising some stuff that they were giving away. Kareem also said it was great to Genki Japan, who said he was just teasing about the event that they had there. And as you can see, these are all PlayStation 5 Pros. These are PCs back here, and you were able to play on both. This person did like a thorough breakdown of their gameplay. My breakneck thoughts on Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater after 30 minutes of gameplay. So I want to start by saying I got around 30 minutes of unfiltered gameplay outside of the few cutscenes I didn't want to skip. Moments felt very floaty. Movement felt floaty, but familiar. Doesn't feel as heavy as the Phantom Pain? TTP? I don't know what TTP is. Which is a good thing. The crouch prone button and the roll button were differently mapped, and it threw me off a lot. You were able to switch between legacy and new styles at any time in game. Character AI was thankfully nothing to worry at. I played on normal at least. I played on PS5 and had no issues performance-wise. One of the takeaways I want to give word to is the audio enhancements, things from gunshots, the crackle, the codec, giving a radio effect, about 10 different surfaces I listened to when attracting guards. I wanted to speed run and get as much as I could. I was able to get through the Virtuous mission. The game looked stellar with character models being the absolute standouts. Gru and Ocelot operatives all have such expressive eye details. You can see them making split-second decisions. Also, a lot of face is pale and dry. You can see the cracks in his skin. Snake has so many funny expressions. Well, look stellar. Stellar models being the standouts. Gru and Ocelot operatives all have such expressive eye details. So it seems like they're expressing positivity. Sorry for the butchering of reading of that post. Here is another user who, I don't know if my desktop audio is on yet. So here's another user who actually recorded a few of their thoughts. I'm going to pop on my headphones for this one, make sure I'm not like blaring your eardrums out. Let's go over to
Hey guys, what's going on? I am leaving the Metal Gear Delta convention right now here in New York. Let me tell you, this place was awesome, guys. The amount of people here, it was a good turnout. I did play my time of Metal Gear Delta. Guys, it's everything we want it to be.
You're gonna have to go watch this full clip. I don't want to pull it, but apparently he really liked it. He said it's everything you want it to be. We got Lily over here who just tweeted in all caps, "You have nothing to worry about with Metal Gear Solid Delta. It feels like a dream." Snake Eater. We have Mint. I pulled all of these. Like, all of these are still up, surprisingly. And I asked PR, I'm like, hey, I know I'm under embargo, but can I talk about the fan reactions to the game? And they're like, yeah, you can talk about that, but all your content's under embargo. So that's why I'm making this video, because I want to share the excitement that these fans are expressing. Haunted NYC today, the Metal Gear Solid Delta pop-up was amazing. I am so excited for the release. It looks so beautiful and was so fun to play. Happy day. Jake Baldino. That one's down, never mind. 1 second here. I got people have removed some of their tweets from when I put this together. Oh, is this one gone? All right. Seeing a lot of positive comments coming from people who played the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater demo in New York today thus far. Hope to see more from those who attended in details and overall reactions. And we certainly saw that. So, long story short, a bunch of people got to play Metal Gear Solid Delta. They were flown out to New York, and like I said at the top of the episode, my full thoughts will be coming Friday, August 22nd, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time. I am very excited to share my thoughts with you. I guess I don't really talk about it too much, but I'm actually a pretty big Metal Gear fan. I think I have every version of every copy of every Metal Gear game ever made, I think. There's probably a few that like I just felt like were too redundant or didn't have a differentiation in how they were made, so I didn't pick those up. But yeah, I've played all the games. I played the NES games, played all of the Metal Gear games. I got really into it when I was in college, and I ended up just kind of no-lifing the whole Metal Gear series. Metal Gear was one of those games where when I first started playing it on the PS2, I rented it one time and I was like, okay, this is hard for me to like get used to. And then I rented it again and I forced myself to learn how to play Metal Gear 2. Like, I spent time with it and was patient with it. And I'm so glad I did, because it ended up going on to be one of my favorite franchises ever made. And I'm excited to share my thoughts about this one. And you know, they did the volume 1 collection not that long ago. There's been a lot of questions about volume 2. I am hopeful they do a volume 2 with Metal Gear Solid 4. And yeah, so just real quick video today. It sounds like fans who got to play Metal Gear Solid Delta, they are expressing a lot of excitement and happiness about this port, and that makes me happy to see that it made them happy, and I'll share my thoughts soon. I really also enjoyed, I believe it was Joe's Pizza in New York. There was I think it was Joe's. Very good pie. I bought a whole pizza. The line was like down the street, and I had like 10 minutes left for lunch. I'm like, I'm going to order a whole pie. I ate a few slices, and then I said, hey, so I went to the pizza place, and I'm just going to leave this pizza here for anybody to eat. Nothing's wrong with it. It was just a cheese pie. Anyway, sorry to be a dork for a second. But yeah, when you have like a half of a day or like one day in New York, not even, you try and hit all the best spots, right? Anyway, that's the latest on Metal Gear Solid Delta. Kind of a rambly video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my content goes live. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you'll watch my full review when it comes out. Big thanks to Chris Ferretti, Phil Roney, and Aries, and Shane Carroll on the Legendary Plus tier. If you want to support my work, you can do so at patreon.com/SafeStatePlus or by clicking the join button and becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Here is another video I made where I reacted to a video game of some kind. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.